Deep freeze has a lot of tri-state ponds, lakes, and rivers starting to ice over. Some ponds may already look frozen solid, but authorities are warning they are not and could be dangerous. WGEM's Shakayla McCamick is here with details. Shakayla?
Daniel, I met with members of the Tri-Township Fire Department today where they have a water rescue boat. Their team trains for water emergencies like people falling through frozen ice. They say it's rare that frozen ice in the Tri-States is thick enough to be safe to walk on. The University of Illinois Extension Office says a minimum of 4 inches of clear, newly formed ice is needed to support one person on foot. But ice across a pond is seldom uniform. Water movement and snow cover can cause vast differences in ice thickness and strength. Tri-Township Fire encourages you to follow their procedure should you be with someone that falls in frozen water.
Would be reach, throw, row, and go. Reach with an object, a stick or a ladder, a pole, throw, rope, life jacket, any flotation device. Row, if you had a small boat, you could push out, and as you're breaking through, row out to them, and go would be the last one.
Firefighters lay out these instructions, but say you should not jump in after someone. Instead, call 911 immediately. The sooner you call, the more likely the person can be rescued. Shakayla McCamick, WGEM News.
All right, thank you, Shakayla. If you do go ice fishing, the Illinois Department of Natural Resources is saying you should test the thickness of the ice in several areas. Also, wear a flotation device under winter gear. Never fish on the ice alone. Always carry a rope to pull someone out and carry a pair of ice picks to pull yourself out of slippery ice-covered water.